All right, here we go. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show today. Julie and Milo show is here today. You don't want to miss a single word they say. Bringing you founders from a near and far. Listen as they tell you now just who they are. Listen to the stories and how they tell. In just 3 minutes how they're doing well. Telling us what it's all about today. And how they're loving that on passive, away on passive. It's a here today on passive. There's just no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show. So then you can be the very person you know on passive. It's a here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way Saturday on passive. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. And usually this is when I turn it over to Julie, but Julie's not there, so I got a noise. All right, there we go. Let me say welcome to the show. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. Today we got some exciting things planned for you, and we have a special guest in the house. So I would like to introduce him right now. All of you know him as our big brother, Mr. Marty DeGarmo. He is going to be the special guest today. And first, what we're going to do, me and Marty's going to throw some things back and forth and just talk about some things. Now, Marty, I know that you're not feeling that well, your throat's bad. So if you need to say, hey, I've had enough or whatever, you let me know. But man, we just love the golden nuggets that you share that comes out of that brain of yours, and I love talking to you because it gets me excited all the time. And I'm glad to be talking to you in the daytime. So at least I'll have a little bit of time to ponder some of the things we talk on, and I won't have to worry about not getting sleep tonight. Welcome to the show, Marty.
Thanks, Milo. I was looking for your special guest. I didn't know it was me. I'm going, who is it? Who is it? Anyway, I don't know how special I am, but
Real.
thanks for all your prayers. I'm feeling better. As everybody noticed the last couple of weeks, we've been bombarded with golden nuggets. I mean, absolutely every day something new, something new, something new, and it just blows me away of what we're involved with. I mean, last night we heard, we knew that there was going to be Academy, right? Which is a shell. You think a person could come in and be a teacher, and then there could be a person that is a student. But it's way past that. Mr. Mupar is actually going to have courses and classes that you can graduate from and have the paperwork necessary to prove that you went to college. I mean, I'm blown away. Like doctor degrees, bachelor degrees. We're talking tech, high tech. I just didn't know he was going to go that far with. I should have known because it's Ask Mupar, but that's why he's talking to university. He's got professors involved. He's got doctors involved. I mean, could you imagine? Some of you did schooling, paying. I know my daughter was over $60,000. Could you imagine being able to get a full course like that? And instead of taking 4 years, maybe 8, 9 months, you finish it. You're not doing the driving. You're not going back and forth. You're not going. I mean, you do it at your speed. And if you cut out all the nonsense in between and the money that it costs to be on campus or whatever, I mean, I just can't imagine what's going to happen. I mean, people could get multiple degrees if they wanted to in like a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost. And look at it this way, a $60,000 diploma or whatever you get, to be able to get it for a few grand maybe, or $2,000 or $1,000. And then the teacher makes more than they did teaching in the college. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Just stuff like that. The data center and using the laser to get the ping quicker. I mean, all these little things we think, what is he doing? I don't know what he's doing, but I'm glad he's doing it because it's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
They're not little things. A lot of them aren't little things. They're so huge, and we might not have even heard of them. And when you talk about laser data and stuff, if you haven't looked up laser technology, look it up, man. There is so much to it. I mean, I read something, Marty, where you can put something into a room, and when you walk in that room, it automatically charges your phone. Now,
Oh, I know.
who in the world could use that? I mean, can you think of a dentist's office that couldn't use it? A doctor's office that couldn't use it? A grocery store that couldn't use it? Is that going to provide benefit and value to them, that if they have that, do you think people would tend to shop at their store as opposed to someone who didn't have it? I believe it is. I believe it's a big thing, with it. It's just crazy where we're going. Now, one thing you did mention is the Academy, and I love that. And I did pick up one thing that Ash said a while back. He said, we're going to have marketing classes. Now, if Ash Mafaro is providing a marketing class, you're talking about the #1 marketer in the world, and you're going to get to go to that class as a founder. Where is that going to set you? I can't believe where that it will take our paths. There's so many options for us, I believe, Marty. How about you?
Yeah, I gotta stop saying, oh, it's bigger than I thought, because you sound like an idiot, because it's way bigger than I thought. I mean, I don't even know what I think, right? I mean, what are you going to think about? We
Yeah.
know maybe 10% if we're lucky, and I can't wait until the founder position's over. And the main reason is he has a lot to say. He's going to share a lot more after that door closes, because he didn't want to bring people in because of what he knows, right? He wanted people for the same reason he always did. Good-hearted people that have vision and all that, because he could spill the beans right now and double what we have now. Guarantee it. And he doesn't want to, and I'm glad, because you don't just want people to get the numbers. We have some people that came in with the wrong reasons, and I don't know how many, it doesn't matter, but I know there's a lot of you here that have the right reasons to be here, and he loves that. I mean, he wanted to do something for other people that he could never do before, so he did it himself. And seen a couple of his old videos where he talks about how he feels about things and why he does what he does, and we are so fortunate to have a guy running a company that wants to share with us. I mean, it's mind-blowing what's coming down the pike. And I think, I asked him the other day, I go, well, what products will be a free version? And he said many of them, many, many, many. And that's a good thing. Let me tell you why. If you get people in the store, you get them in the mall of Unpassive, and they're walking around looking at things, they're going to buy. If you could just get them in the mall. And I think the Unpassive Mall is going to be the biggest mall on the planet ever. We're going to have things that anybody will need, everyone will need eventually. People are asking for more and more things. Like he said, let's get launched, because Ash is going to stack the cool while running. And that's a big deal. That's a big, big deal. There is no end. He's looking at stuff every day to make it better and better and better. But if we get the game going and he can stack the cool on the run, oh, come on. I mean, it's just going to bring more and more and more people. Like I said, you hit that bell curve where we've got 1 billion people. We become the hunted. Everybody's coming to Unpassive for one reason or another. And I know big companies are coming. Why? We have all the tools. Everything's here. We even have the customers. So why wouldn't they? They can't afford not to come here. They just can't afford it. So back to you, Milo.
That's the truth, Marty. I mean, I feel the same way. There's so much with this, and you can go so many different directions and come up with a winner. I mean, it's a winner, even without the software, even without all that stuff. If you take what you're going to get, when a company comes in and they don't have to pay for a website per month, they don't have to pay for hosting, they don't have to pay for a website development, because it all does it. What about a VPN? They get that free. When you talk about all of that, and even as a personal person, how big is that? You've got a VPN where you're almost like a major corporation or a government that is very secure, that has to mean that is some value to that, and people's going to love that as they see this go down the line. And who knows, I mean, internet, how much is our internet going to cost? Maybe it'll cost half, but it's 10 times faster. Now, who in their right mind would not take that deal? I don't think there is anyone. And I, like you said, I don't believe Mr. Ash wants to tell all the things that will happen, and stuff, because when people know all that will happen, they're coming in for the wrong reasons. They're coming in just to, get the freebies or whatever. But once you get in, and I always like to say, man, when I first got in, I was thinking, my mindset was, well, it's going to be residual income if it works. I didn't even, when I first come in, I wasn't sure that it was going to work. That was back in 2018. I had never heard of someone doing all that for you and paying you commission. That's just not the way things have operated in our world. We have a bunch of people that are really greedy, and usually there's 3 or 4 of the guys at the top, the big corporations that they're making all the money, and they don't share it even with their employees. And that's sad. They don't share with their employees. You talk to an Amazon person, or you talk to some of these other people that work for these big corporations, and it's sad, that sometimes they don't get what they rightfully deserve. And here's this other guy. And then you can even look at, like, let's say the big oil companies, why is it that our price of gas has got to go up? And yet they just set record setting, their money is record setting what they made the previous year. Why did they have to, go up? And it's nothing more than greed. And I do believe that that's where we're going to change it. It's going to be a correction to it. So I think there's just so many other things involved. There is the software, which is great. I mean, you go that avenue, man, there's everything for us, but there's a whole lot of other things we don't know. We just know very little of it. But when you throw on this laser technology and stuff like that, and I'm sure there's going to be 3D printing, which is going to be a big deal, and you bring all of this into the picture, we are in for a ride of our lifetime. Wouldn't you say so, Marty? Back to you.
Yeah, he mentioned blockchain. He mentioned, and listen, if Ass has a way to generate power or electricity or whatever you want to call it at a lower cost, my gosh, I mean, you're talking about mining or any kind of cryptocurrency. I don't know where he's going, but I think if it's a good idea and it's something that's needed, he's going to do it. It's that simple. When and where, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We just take the ride. That's why I don't understand why people wouldn't jump on this to begin with. But we're going to have, like you said, Marlo, there's things we do not know. And you can see he wants to say it because he's like jumping all over his seat, but we just have to wait like everybody else. But I think very soon, another thing I was looking at, a lot of these MLMs that actually have a good product. I'm not talking about all of them, but there are some. Yeah. They rely on 2% of the market building for them. Could you imagine if they came into on passive where 100% of the affiliates help you make money? 100%. Why would I say that? Because of the traffic. Nobody can get traffic on their own. They can't. It's just a fact. I mean, I could get traffic and couldn't build a team because I couldn't bring anybody with me. We have all that here. Big companies will see that. He already said there's already companies that are just waiting for it to launch. They're going to jump in, and they're going to be under us somewhere with thousands of employees, thousands of people working for them. And what do you give them when you get in? Give them the tools of Unpassive, because that's what's missing in every affiliate program. Every affiliate program is missing the one thing, the punch in the face that he called it, which is traffic and the tools. We have it all. We can hand it all to a company. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what we have.
That's for sure, Marty. And us guys that have been around MLM and network marketing, we realize that, it's not a bad thing. if everyone works it, and it could work, right, but it never does. It's that guy that, you bring in, and you bring in that team, and all of a sudden the guy down at the bottom says, man, I just can't keep paying for this thing every month, and so they drop off. Pretty soon the guy above him and right on up. You won't have that with OwnPassive, because remember, it's self-funded, meaning that it pays every month. It pays that, and you're going to get commission. So we're not a network marketing. We're not an MLM. We are a paid commission company, that's licensed and registered in 212 countries around the world. And you speak of one thing that, is dear to my heart is Bitcoin and blockchain. Of course, I've been in it for years, and I kind of understand, the blockchain, and I'm so happy to see us going that way. And one of the big things, Marty, with a blockchain and Bitcoin is the fact that when you mine a coin, it takes a lot of resources. So it takes a lot of electricity. It also brings a whole lot of heat there, and you with your servers and all that. And now I remember the day where you'll probably remember where Ash come in. One of my best favorite shows is where he come in and he looked like he had done, ate the canary or whatever, and he was just smiling, and man, he looked good. And he said, I want you to dream. And he waited for a few minutes, and he said, dream bigger. And he waited for a few more minutes, and he says, I don't care what you're dreaming. It's 1,000,000 times bigger than that. And then he went into, our financial system or something has been approved by 212 governments around the world. Now, I don't know, that is something that is huge, because 212, that's everybody, okay? And so, growing up, I know as a preacher's son, I always heard there's going to be a one world system, in the end times. And we all know we're probably in the end times. But so if that is that one world system, is it good to jump into it and roll with the flow with it? Because it's there, it's going to happen. It's been said it's going to happen. And now he also said that it's not, and maybe you can correct me, I don't remember if he said it's not crypto or he said it's not Bitcoin. He said one or the other, and he said it's not fiat. But he said that it was a mineable product, which almost brings you back to some type of crypto, because crypto is a mineable, but he says it's green. Green means that it doesn't take the resources. It doesn't take that energy and stuff. Now, if you think about that, if you can bring that to the countries and to the governments who have been saying all the time, we don't want this because it takes all the resources and blah, blah, blah. And they've been battling it. Now, what are they going to be able to say? Can they change their tune and go some other way? Because they really didn't like the decentralization of it, but they were, taking this other route. So now he's already eliminated those from the plans. What are they going to be able to say, Marty?
It kind of eliminates everything, doesn't it?
It does. It puts us on a different level.
Well, the nice thing about crypto and blockchain is it takes countries that are less fortunate, whatever we want to call them. I don't like to call them third world countries, and gives them an opportunity to build wealth. I don't care who you are or where you're at. You have your own bank. You are the bank. You eliminate the middle person. And anytime you have a stationary building or a stationary bank or government, it can be hacked. Very difficult to hack blockchain. Very, very difficult. Yeah. And everybody has access to the ledger to see where it went and what it went. Because right now, a bank can send you money, digits, let's call it digits. All right, I'm going to loan Marty 100. Take the same 100 and loan it to Fred. Now, we don't know that because nothing really moves but a digit. In blockchain and cryptocurrency, if I send Milo $100 in cryptocurrency, whatever it is, it shows I don't have it. And it shows that Milo does have it. Very important that you're actually doing something that's legit. Now, I don't know what it will be. Maybe it'll be O-coin down the road or whatever. The other problem with Bitcoin, it has nothing backing it. Bitcoin is a wandering all over. I don't think it's going anywhere. But if you could get a coin that's backed by, let's say, passive products, Oh my gosh. Because it's only going to increase in value, right? So then you mine your own coins for the same company. Oh, I can't even tell you what that would be, but it's the thought of that kind of thing even being possible is such a music for one. You know how music, somebody will send music in an email, it could get hacked. If you send music through a blockchain, it's going where I want it to go, and nobody can touch it. Nobody. That's part of blockchain we don't know. But all that stuff is coming our way. Every bit of that, and like as said last night, it's very important. I try to remember to say it. Whatever you hear from the tech guys, whatever you hear from crazy stuff from me or Milo, you don't have to know it. It's more of an educational thing. For me, I enjoy it because I want to know. But you not knowing doesn't change how much you make. It has nothing to do with that. The beauty of the company is you can sit back, just be engaged, and you're going to do so well. It's, you'll make a choke a horse money, okay? But and what I tell people is they say, well, he keeps talking about value. Add up the ingredients of unpassive, all of them, and it equals fields and fields of apples. It just does. You don't need to say the apples. You add the ingredients. Technology, the best in the world. Value, second to none. I'm telling you right now, the competition will be for second place because first place is going to be taken by unpassive. I believe that without a doubt, without a doubt, because of the way he designed it by value. Nobody did that. He designed the whole company from the very beginning with heart and value. How do you retool? How do you go to an Apple and say, hey, look what unpassive's doing, let's change. You don't just change. It's not the way it works. Rebuilding is a nightmare, but he did it from scratch. And we're going to be so happy that he did. Just fasten your seatbelt because the rest is going to happen, and it's going to be wonderful, really. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. That's the truth, Marty. And the way that, he's built it with unpassive being like the umbrella, but really the true business is every one of us. It's martydegarmo.com. It's milodavis.com, lynnakamoto.com, allenG.com, amyradecki.com, Michael Gantamba.com, whatever. We're all a separate identity. So with blockchain, what I know about blockchain is when it goes on the blockchain, it can't be changed. Now it can be changed, but it won't leave blockchain. In other words, if you put something on blockchain that let's say a house, okay? You put a house on blockchain and Milo Davis owns this house and he bought it for this amount of money. Now, every time that something changes at that house, if someone says, hey, we did a $31,000 remodel job, that goes on top of that blockchain. So you know the fact of what's there, who owns what, and it can't be changed because remember, when it's decentralized, there's not one central place. So honestly, I don't even think that down the road there will be a need for title insurance because if it's on the blockchain, that's all the insurance you need. You know that it's there, it can't be changed. It would have to go through all of these computers, thousands of computers to make that happen, and that's just something that doesn't, you can't, if say one person tries to go in and make a change and the other 999 says, we didn't get that update. Well, guess what? It's not going to be updated because that's someone, they throw that out. So let me go to, I don't see Marty there now, but let me go to Michael. Michael, let's talk about that. You're a IT guy, and I'm sure you understand blockchain. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Hey, our leaders. Good day, everybody. Thank you, Marty DeGarmo. Thank you, all of our leaders here, and Milo. Thank you. So, to start with, when our CEO tells us that we added correction to the corruption, with blockchain technology coming into our ecosystem, it is a lot. That is the correction to the corruption we're talking about, part of it. So there is a word called immutable. Okay? Immutable, it means everything in the blockchain is immutable. Immutable means no, there is no way that you can change any other thing when you write it, right? There's nothing. The transactions will show you everything, how it is functioning. So let me see, for instance, let me show this. This is how the blocks are being directed. They are connected to each other. This is how the blocks are being connected to other. Okay. So if these blocks are connected to each other, they spin around like that. So every other in the chain, every other block identifies the other one. So let's say we have block number A, B, and C. Okay. So block B verifies block A, and block C verifies block B. So there is no way that the word immutable that we're talking about is very important, because you cannot change any, or you cannot change or modify any information there. Even the system administrators or the administrators of the system, they can't do that as well. So if you create an error, just imagine, if you create an error on the blockchain ecosystem, what you need to do is you have to create another transaction, okay, to cancel the error. That is how good and perfect it is. So for instance, let's say you had a transaction for about, let's say $100, okay, which was an error in whatever input that you want to input into the system. Then it gets you to, let's say it shows only $50 instead of 100. So what you need to do is to create another transaction that will balance and clean up the error that you have in the first stage. Then it will report both of the errors. It will report all the transactions, the one that was an error and the one that is been fixed. So that is very important. The word immutable, it means you cannot change it. You cannot modify it. There's no way, nobody. And with that, it means everybody at any given level is accountable of everything you do. So that is correction to the corruption, Milo.
Thank you, Engineer Mike. It's so true, and like Marty said, I want all of you to understand. You don't have to know all of this. OwnPassive will take care of everything for you. So don't sweat about this. We just tell you so that you kind of understand some of it. Some of us have been in it for years, you know, and so we understand a lot of how things work and gonna work. You don't have to know that, because remember, with OwnPassive, it's automatic. It does it all for you. It does it all for you. You don't have to worry about anything. It's done for you. OwnPassive will take care of all of that for you. So thank you, Engineer Mike, for jumping in there. So okay, let's move on to another portion of it. First, I see a hand up there. Let's go ahead and take these couple hands. Roy Davies, come on down and talk to us, brother. Roy, are you there?
Yes. Hey, Milo. How you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Oh yeah, hanging in there, hanging in there. Is it a topic? Is it a topic that we
No, we are
today?
not. We're not on a topic right now. We're gonna go to that shortly. We were just basically discussing things. So we'll
Okay.
take whatever hands are up and try to answer them right now, and then we will go into. Then we're gonna go into the products like we did before.
Okay. I just had one short question that I heard. Red was talking about Thursday and Friday about your phone numbers.
Okay.
If you had more than 8 or 10 accounts, that you would have to have another phone number.
Okay.
And that means you would have to have another phone device, wouldn't it? You would have to purchase another phone and have
Good
another
question.
bill.
Good question. I didn't know that was. I didn't hear that was set in stone yet. I know they were talking about it, so maybe I missed that. I need to check it out, you know, because if it
And
is,
Milo,
yeah.
let me say something. Roy, that hasn't been 100% discussed on how they're going to do it, because if that was the case, some people here would have to have 900 phones. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen that way. It will be taken care of. And when we need to know, he'll clarify it. It wasn't very clear, but don't worry, it will be easy for everyone. If not, Lynn Nakamoto's going to have to buy a phone company. I could tell you that. So
Very
anyway,
funny.
all right.
That's the truth.
Okay, I'm glad of that, because I'm like, since I'm retired, I'm on like a fixed income, and I know that'll take away from my paying for my prescription when we do lunch, and I sure don't want to bother with it. You know, I want to be able to roll with the punches. So that's answer my question.
One option, Roy, and I got to look at it too if that does come up, is I don't know that they'll allow Google numbers, but you know, you can set up Google numbers, and I think you can do unlimited Google numbers. I'm not sure, but I'm sure there's some way to set up Google numbers that will go back into your phone. You know, Marty, do you know, will they accept? I mean, we don't know for sure anyway now, but
Yes.
what would you think about Google numbers, Marty?
Well, I mean, I know people have done different numbers. I wouldn't even worry about it, Milo, because I think it'll be taken care of. There's people with many accounts. I have many accounts, and other people have many accounts. They're going to make it user friendly. It'll be fine. You know, yeah, I heard something about the phones, and somebody said 10. He just brushed over it, and usually when Ash brushes over it, everybody says what they think he meant, and let's just wait, because I don't think he really said what he means yet. He was just using an option that they can use, but he'll make it so everybody can do it. It's not going to be a problem.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Well, I'm praying for you, Marty, Chris, and Julie, for y'all to get better, and everybody around the world praying for it, praying for Pastor, praying for Mr. Ash Mafara. So everyone have a good evening.
All right, thank you, Roy. Thank you, Roy. Okay, next up we got from South Africa, none other than Mr. Alan G. Come on down and talk to us, brother.
Hi, everybody. Just thinking on the blockchain, especially with government departments, if you put the allocation onto a blockchain and certain monies are supposed to be sent for certain projects, and the money isn't spent, it can't go anywhere else. After a certain period of time, it goes back to the source where it came from. This is one of the beauties with the blockchain. And the other thing that I think would be amazing, when there's the voting that goes onto blockchain, that it cannot be tampered with. That will be one hell of a breakthrough.
I didn't understand what you said, the first part. The second
The first
part,
part, if you have in a government department, even in a hospital, for argument's sake, certain allocations of money go to certain departments.
okay.
And if they don't spend the money, most of the time it goes into their back pocket. Some of the staff. It's with blockchain, they cannot take the money. It's going to be spent on that department. After a certain period, maybe after 6 or 8 months, if they haven't spent the money, it goes back to the department, the accounting department. It goes back to the source.
Oh, okay. Man, I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure on that exactly what you're saying. I understand kind of, and I like that. What you're saying is if a government department or someone has a budget and they're allotted that amount of money, but they don't spend that amount of money on what it's supposed to be spent on, then it reverts back after a time.
Yes.
That's a great idea. I mean, I love that idea. I never even thought of it that way. But Engineer Mike or Marty, do you have any ideas on that?
Yeah, Marty, what I can say in all that we're saying, like, remember that we're talking about an immutable. whether being a government, whether being a corporation, or whether being just a human, how they call it, a non-governmental organizations, okay? Everything is the key to blockchain is a word immutable, okay? Whether being a government entity, whether being whatever entity, right? You can change, you can falsify, because everything is being drafted down, it is stored down in those ledgers, okay? They're called ledgers. So those ledgers are verifiable. And remember again, they are in chains. Like I said, if you have block A, B, and C, block B is verifying block A, and block C is verifying block A, block B. I just showed you a diagram that you saw, how the chains are going up and down and down. That is the same thing. So whether being it, so what the concept, the takeaway for the concept of blockchain is that it's immutable, and they are formed in chains, and the chains are ledgers, right? So then the first one verifies the next one. That's the most simple thing that you can understand. So whether being a government, apply to government, apply to whatever body, is the same thing. So the only thing you need to take away is that they are ledgers, right? And they are hooked up in chains, and the next one verify the next one. A, B, and C. B will verify A, and C will verify B. So whatever error that you cause, or whatever transaction, you need to fix it by creating another transaction, which will fix the one that is an error, and it will record both of them. So those are the most important thing that you should know about it, whether it is what body, government, or all of that. If you understand this concept, it is applied to everything. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, you know, especially because it's decentralized. And, you know, I like what you bring up there, Alan, for the fact that if we think about the governments and how corrupt sometimes some things are in the governments, and how lobbies push things forward, you know, and how, you know, the money that gets taken out of our pocket and spent, you know, sometimes doesn't go where it's supposed to go. I think what you're stating, you know, if it doesn't go there, it comes back to you know, the rightful owners.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good point, because if you think about it, when it's decentralized, and like Mike was saying, hey, everyone knows where this money goes. All of a sudden, you're not going to have these people wanting to say, okay, well, let's put 10 million into this fund to find out how birds mate or something like that, because their name is attached to it, because everyone can see that, and they won't be around next year. You know, when the vote comes up, people's going to say, no, we're not going there. And you track that money to where it goes, and sometimes it might end back up in their pocket. That's the corruption that I think is going to be taken care of. You know, there's going to be a lot of checks and balances that are not there now, that with blockchain, there's no way around it. It is what it is.
And the other point is the voting system. If that goes onto blockchain, that would be something.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, because remember, it can't be changed. And I don't know why we're not doing that now. You know, that if you're voting, you get a number, you get one vote. They know who you are. Believe me, the government and everyone knows who you are. They can find out whether they do photo recognition or thumbprint or whatever, but you only get to vote once, you know, and that's it. And it would make it a lot better system all the way around. So I think we kind of covered your question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, let's move on. Mr. Akram from Bangladesh, you come on down and talk to us, brother.
Thank you. Milo, can you hear me?
Can hear you well.
Oh, thank you very much. Great to see all great leaders and founders. I would like to say that about the blockchain, you know that every country and where the digital asset and other things we have seen that there have hacking and cheating in the internet all over the world. So blockchain is a simple word if we think that blockchain is a system recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or create the system. A blockchain is essentially a digital ledger or transaction that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network or computer system on the blockchain. There have actually we have seen in the whole network, if we have 13 million founders, so you know that in our entire that it will be the more secured way we can transaction. There have no any hacking and others problem there will be. So it will be revolutionary, I think. In the beginning, we should thanks to our sir, because it is, if it is implemented, so it will be very good for our all the founders, and they will be more safe and they will be more secure for their transaction. So I would like to say that it is not actually similar to the coin is the different things, and blockchain technology is the different things. So if we cannot tell that blockchain and coin is the same. Coin is different and blockchain is different. Blockchain technology, it will be the secure transaction in the whole network. Thank you very much, Milo.
Absolutely, Akram. That was one of the things that I got confused early on, 10 years ago or 5 years ago when I first started it, was I thought that the Bitcoin and blockchain were the same thing. They're not. They're absolutely not. The only way they are connected is because Bitcoin is arrived by verifying data on the blockchain. When you verify data on the blockchain, they give you a little piece of Bitcoin. They give that computer that is mining it, they give them a little bit of Bitcoin. Whoever solves the equation first. So that's the way I understand it is Bitcoin is actually derived from blockchain, but really blockchain is the technology that's a decentralized platform that you put data on that, it's verified through. All of this might be confusing to you, but don't worry about it because OwnPassive covers it all. Michael, do you agree with me with what I just said?
Perfectly well, Milo. That is, don't get confused about, just simple.
Yep.
Thank you.
Let's just stay with OwnPassive because OwnPassive is going to do it all for you, and you don't have to worry about it. But remember, blockchain is there as a decentralized thing that can't be changed. It's immutable, because you can change it, but when you change it, it's going to show up as a change. It's not going to show that this is what it was. It's going to say it was this and now it was changed to this. That's the only way to do it. Just one quick question. I see Mr. Leon Holiday here. Leon, I know you work with the government and you've worked with the government your whole life. So this is going to be a thing that is cool. And I'm sure you've got your thoughts on it, because when you're going into, say, if you're doing certifications or whatever, if that is put on the blockchain, remember, it can't be changed. What do you feel about that?
Milo, you're absolutely correct, because sometimes things get lost, and sometimes people, like for instance, in governmental agency, you need certifications for various things. And all of a sudden someone trying to verify that you are certified or not certified. And if something happened in the treatment facility, rest assured that a governmental agency like the FBI, somebody come and investigate, or environmental protection agency come in and verify. And you can say, hey, I know the certification is there. I know the license is there because it's on the blockchain. And now you can verify it. Before, you have to rely on human error and human being to do all the verification. And also, Alan mentioned, and you also mentioned, you summed it up perfectly, Milo, because governmental agencies are very tricky. Let's say you got money for the police department and you got money for the fire department. And then you got people donate money. They just donate money to put playground equipment in. And after the playground equipment is all built, that was a little extra money, but you can maintain the equipment with that money. But instead, the government officials figure out, well, let's just put in general fund. And then all of a sudden down the road, we need a pay raise. Pay raise come from the general fund. Next thing you know, the playground equipment is broken. You don't even have the money to repair it. Or the police car, you need to replace a police car. They jumped it all in the general fund. So now they got giving themselves big pay raises. And then you said, but we donate, there was so much money left over. But then that general manager gone. So next thing you know, all that money sitting in general fund, they gave themselves big pay raises, and the money where it was allocated for, so misappropriation of funds happen all the time in governmental agencies because they don't put the money and they don't go back, like Mr. Allen said, they don't go back where it's supposed to go. They put in general fund, and they know general fund, you can pay anything out of general fund, and that's the main thing. And going back to those certifications, you know, with on passive, we have it great because we have old staff now. If people have old staff that would track all of that, but at the same time, getting back to the blockchain, if it's everything put on the blockchain, and like you said, like Michael was saying, it's immutable, it's there, and you got verification forever, even in lawsuits, and that's where it's mainly going to come up at when there's a civil case, a civil lawsuit, and you can go back and go to court with confidence that everything is going to be taken care of because you can just produce those documents.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, I think in the government too, there is a chance that, you know, maybe a buddy could get in that maybe didn't go through all the training, but some way slipped through, you know, and this will eliminate some of that also.
That will eliminate all of the nepotism. That's one of the biggest problems in governmental agencies, nepotism. And somebody that's in there that's really not qualified, but they got in because a family member, a buddy got them in, and all of a sudden they don't have the qualification, especially when something happened. You know, they turn the wrong valve because they really don't have the education to know that you can't mix this with that, or these chemicals together, or you can't do these various things. And then the person's in their office because he knows someone, instead of because he was qualified to be there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think it's the correction to the corruption, you know, a lot of that is going to be taken away with the blockchain. All right, let's move on to our next speaker, Miriam Weinberg. Come on down.
I have one question. Since everyone's talking about the blockchain, you know how you invest in stocks and bonds? So would you look at putting your money in the blockchain as an investment? And if so, could you lose your money in there? Like if it drops, like the stock market can drop, can we lose our money that's in the blockchain? Is that a possibility? Hello, what happened?
What happened to Milo, Lee?
No,
Milo, are you there? Milo's microphone is unmuted, so maybe he just lost some
connection
audio for temporarily. Mike, you want to take that?
Okay.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Miriam, thank you for the question. So what we need to know is that, like you say, if you put your money in blockchain, you can take it out if it is dropping and things like that. Is that a question?
Right.
Yeah, so basically, if that is something that is possible, you can do that. But an advice that we should take here is that there is nothing that Mr. Ash will ever do without explaining it to us. Okay, so we are in the process. Blockchain is coming. Once ever we get into it and it is already in our ecosystem, he will explain everything to us. We don't have to rush a little bit. Let's just stay quiet and understand enjoy the ride as we're going. He is coming. Remember, on the 22nd, the founding position is closing out, and he promised us that we will know a lot about OnPassive because he will be telling us. So let's not rush and go and say something that it's not feasible. Let's wait for Mr. Ash. He will come out with whatever strategies that and the route for us to follow, okay? And we'll be fine.
Right.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to find out if there's a possibility. You know how you can lose money in different, like in crypto and all this. I'm just wondering if your money is if you have everything in the blockchain, if there's a possibility that it can fail, that you can lose it. That's what I just want to know.
Yes, Miriam, that's what I'm saying. We don't run before we start walking. You have to walk before you run. There is nothing in this process that Mr. Ash do not explain to us. He will come out here. Leaders are here. When you ask that question, when he says, okay, we have the blockchain is in our ecosystem, we are using it now, he will explain everything to us. That's why I say you don't run. Before you want to run, you have to learn to stand up and walk, right, before you start running. So let's just, savor the moment, enjoy the process. As he goes through, he will break it up to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Marian. Oh, Milo, you're back?
I am. Sorry, nature called. I sent you a text. You must not have got it, but I just had I had to step away. So thank you, Michael, for jumping in there. But I did hear your question, Miriam, and I would not worry about it whatsoever. And when you talk about investing, I wouldn't invest in anything. To be honest with you, you do not need nothing other than OnPassive. You stay with OnPassive, you're going to be safe. Don't worry about what we're talking about now. Has nothing to do with, investing money and all that stuff. And can you lose your money? Who knows, but I have perfect confidence, like Michael said, in Mr. Ash Mufarov. He is going to lead us in the right direction. And I know with decentralized is much better than centralized. You're much safer. You're much more secure than you will be with a bank, than you'll be on any kind of system whatsoever. When you decentralize, it's not going to go away. It can't be stole from you. That's the correction to the corruption. Okay. So what I want you to know is put your mind at ease. There's no way that any of that's going to affect anything. And as far as making investments, and I didn't quite at first, I took it that you were saying you wanted to invest in blockchain, but then I thought, well, maybe she's thinking that if OnPassive is in blockchain, will that affect, and we don't call it an investment, will that affect OnPassive? It will not. A blockchain is a decentralized. If anything, it's more secure than anything. It verifies, like Michael did a great job explaining, A to B to C, but we don't have to worry about that because like he also said is before we can run, we got to learn to walk. We got to crawl first, walk, and then we can run. But know that Mr. Ash is very smart, and he's not going to take us down the wrong road. All right, does that answer your question? Sorry, I had to skip out on you there for a few seconds. I heard the whole conversation, it's just that I had to go to the next room. All right, thank you very much. All right, we got one more. Let's see, maybe we got a couple more questions. Hey, come on down. Hey, Sajib. Good to have you.
Hey. This is Shajib Monid. I'm from Bangladesh. Second Chris Johnson of all of the world. And I miss my big brother, Chris Johnson. And he's a fantastic, and he's already revelation, hey. So I always follow him. And thank you, Milo. And this is the big show, Julie and Milo show. I just proud of this show. Really fantastic, no doubt. But I am an OnPassivian, and this is my faith of my love. We are an OnPassivian family, and right now we are the 30 lakhs plus. We are OnPassivian family all over the world. So this is the great pleasure. You are here, Milo, Lean here, Big Brother, Marty here, Lester here. Antenna give me a link, and really fantastic. Akram Hussain is here, Faisal is here. So I am always crazy for OnPassive, I believe. And you know, OnPassive is a true company and pure IT company. And this is the 100% blockchain system. And blockchain system, what is the blockchain? Blockchain is block, that means step by step secured. All our process is secured. If you are just something put here, you of course it's a satisfy all over the step by step. So no fake, no artificial. This is the correct system of blockchain. So OnPassive is a 100% blockchain system because this is the IT firm, and we have a coin. We have a O coin, and this is the last revelation in the coin market. I think so. O coin. And you know, we are the just Bitcoin. Once upon a time, just value is very low, but right now is a Bitcoin is a so much big value. So at that time, we are just got our O coin, and inshallah will be higher and higher value. I believe that.
Okay, hey, Sibjip, thank you. We don't want to get into Ocoin. That's something that we don't even know that that's going to happen. And we don't want to go into stuff like that. Basically, if you got a question, a quick question, we'll take a quick question about what we talked about, me and Marty talked about, and me and Mike talked about. And we're going to only go to Elaine Bradley. She's going to be the last one. So we'll take these last few. And remember to let's go only 2 minutes on it because I want to get into some of the products next. So 2 minutes, and coming up, let's see, who do we got? We got Mr. William DeLone, the Marshmallow Man. Come on down, brother.
Hello, Milo.
Hey, William.
Yeah, I wanted to mention it's good not to keep all your apples in one basket. There's been researching, like there's different wallets. There's paper wallets. You can buy what do you call them? You insert it in those little, what do they call them?
I'm not sure. I don't think we need anything other than O-Wallet, to tell you the truth. You know, I don't think anyone needs anything other than O-Wallet.
Yeah, but are you going to be able to store your coins in the wallet?
Absolutely. The beauty of O-Wallet is it's like a world bank. So everything can go into it. And remember, you own it. It's decentralized. Nobody else has access to it, only you. And remember, with OnPassive, it's one of the securest. That's one of the beautiful things about OnPassive. It's very secure. So I think I wouldn't research any other wallets. I don't think you need any other wallet other than O-Wallet.
Well,
personally.
you know, for Bitcoin, and you know, like you have Coinbase and you have blockchain.
That can all be done right into your O-Wallet, William. That's going to be able, because there's going to be, it will hold Bitcoin, it will hold that stuff. So you can bring it right in there, you know.
Oh, you don't need those other wallets for
right. You don't need them. And even my impression is, Engineer Mike or Marty, if you're on, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but my impression is that you have that World Bank, it can take any kind of crypto and it can convert it. So in other words, if you get a Bitcoin in and it's worth $25,000, $39,000, okay, you can take that Bitcoin and turn it into immediate cash if you want to, because it would sell right out through the wallet.
You gotta watch that process because of taxes. Am I correct?
You do know. That's a good question. I'm not a tax guy, so I can't tax advise you, but my impression is that if it is in the wallet, it is still not taxable till you take it out. And that's the way with blockchain. When you take blockchain out of Coinbase or something like that, it becomes taxable. But I don't know how that works. If you put it into a wallet, does it just
be careful with that? You gotta
yeah, I would check with a tax guy on that, but I have a feeling that if you go from blockchain to a wallet, you should be still not taxed because you're not taking it out, you're not using it, it's still in there.
well,
Still.
once you're using it, it's taxable, so you should take like 20% of it and put it towards taxes.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, honestly, I think sometimes we worry about things that are even going to be non-existent to us, because remember, taxes, anything like that, you're gonna every month your check is going to be bigger than the last month. So as it grows and grows and grows, I think you're not going to have a problem whatsoever with any of your taxes. But it is a good idea to keep some set back, like you said.
Yeah, Milo.
Yeah, Mike.
Let me come into that. So another thing that us all on Perseverance and founders should know is that Mr. Aj Mufare, when he's doing everything, his goal is that he wants to serve us. He wants to make us founders who are his partners very happy. He goes the extra mile to do everything for us. So there is nothing that we are worrying ourselves now that he cannot solve it. So even before he starts saying something, he has already done it in the background. Remember, so he got it us in our heart. He got all of these. Another thing that I always advise is, let's just keep listening to him. He is explaining everything to us. And when we come to that time, all of these questions are no questions, because remember, he is that one that he wants to stand here and he wants to explain it to us so that we understand more about it. And remember again, he said on the 22nd, when the doors are shut, we will know more. So most probably these questions will come up at that time and he will answer them for us and will be clarified. Now, we just stay as the technical guys. We imagine what he can have in his ecosystem without him really telling us. So with our experience, we can explain some things to you, but he alone knows what is in his ecosystem. And that is why he told us that when the doors are shut, he will explain us more about OnPassive. That's when we'll be understanding William. So we should not be worried about all that. All these questions, he will be answering them for us. Thank you.
Great point, Michael. And one other thing that I feel that's going to happen is Ash has said, we'll have Academy. Academy, I'm sure there's going to be, there will be tax people that are in there. There will be lawyers. There will be all these things that can answer all these questions for us. And remember, because we're all in the same boat, more or less together on passive, they're going to find the best system and what to do. And I believe that they will have a class that, even if you have to pay for it or if it's free or whatever, that they can guide you in the correct way, and it depends on what state you're in. Is a living trust the best? Is a LLC the best? Is a business the best? We don't know those. Those are questions that are out there for all of us. But until that time comes and until Mr. Ash comes in and states that, we should just know that we're well protected because we are the founders. Does that answer your question, William? You're muted, William.
Yes, Milo. I just wanted to mention your hand is up too.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't know how that happened, but let me lower it. All right. Lower hand. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, William. Okay, next up we got Mr. Niloy from Niloy. Where are you from, Niloy?
Hey. Assalamu alaikum.
What country are you from, Niloy?
I'm from Bangladesh. I'm from Bangladesh.
Where?
I'm from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Okay.
Okay. I think everybody is good. So dear Milo and Julie. So today meeting is so excited because blockchain about blockchain technology. So because our on passive more than use technology, because it's a deep learning technology. So I have one question, but after I have explained our blockchain technology impact for our life, our business, I can talk about, Milo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, if you got a question or something, anything within 3 minutes, you're
Okay.
good.
Okay, okay, thank you. So actually, what is the impact of blockchain technology? Blockchain has a ability and resolution to traditional business in this time and our old. So it if offered this range of benefits, including enough security, great transparency, increase efficiency, improved ability, speed transaction. It's more than, and region cost is blockchain technology. Our wallet it's more than security wallet. I trusted this. So Milo, I have one question.
Okay.
Okay. So our business strategy follow them as like our own product have different domain and hosting, and or as like Google as like playstore.com, .google.com, gmail.google.com. What is the follow our product in this public? Use this public. Are you understand? Our strategy.
What is our strategy as far as blockchain? Is what you're saying? Is this a blockchain question, or is this a
another question on passive related?
Oh, how will OnPassive work with? Give me a short question on that. Okay. Tell me what you're trying to ask again.
Our another product, one product as like show our visitors or customers. So as like Google, gmail.com, .google.com. So our product as like people show this product as like oystub.com, onpassive.com.
So I think if I understand what you're saying is these other companies, they sell the product through their website. Is that correct? Is what you're saying? And how is OnPassive going to do it? So if you go into your back office right now and you select link 52, that will take you to onpassive.com. It has all the products there you can buy, that you'll be able to buy. And that's going to be our sales funnel. Now they're still working on that. Remember, Ash has said he wants us to have a sales funnel, a new sales funnel every day. So it's going to be that replicated website, but unlike others where all the websites are exactly the same, your link 52 and my link 52 don't look alike, but there's a button on it that says become a founder. And when you click that become a founder, it goes to your registration link. So it would say, hey, you've been invited by Neil Lloyd. If you want to become a founder, you fill out the information, and guess what? Neil Lloyd gets the commission for it. But if they go to my link 52 and it says you've been invited by Milo Davis, then it goes to my page, my registration page, and it will sign, I will get the commission for it. Now, if let's say neither one of us invite them, but they end up in onpassive.com because they're seeing all over the news this great new company, OnPassive. They launched in Dubai. They got, they own the 151st floor. They own the 134th floor, and they look at all the products and they go, oh my God, what is this? And they decide they want to become a founder, but they have no idea who's in it. They click become a founder. It's on a rotator, which means that It could be yours. There's one chance in 1.5 million that it's going to be yours, or there's one chance in 1.5 million it will be mine, and there's a chance for everybody else that's on this page that it will go to them. That's the way that it will be marketed. Does that make sense? That's the way I understand it.
Yeah, understood.
That makes
Okay,
sense?
thank you.
So that, okay.
Thank you.
Engineer Mike, is that the way you understand it also?
Yes, Milo, that is perfect. It's when it's going to that rotatory system and things like that. If you are bringing in somebody into unpassive at this time, what we always like to advise you is that you share your link number 51 or link number 52 with them for them to register. Because if you just give them the unpassive website, it's rotating, right? Like Milo says, so you can go to somebody, I can go under Milo, right? But if you share your specific link, number 51 or link number 52, specifically when they log in, they come under you. They'll become your team members. Thank you, Milo.
That's correct. You get the commission on it, you know, but we're one big team. So honestly, I even hate to kind of bring up team members and stuff like that because it doesn't matter. Remember, we're all on one team together. We're building this thing. It's a magnificent thing, you know, and it's all date and timestamp. That's another beautiful thing. Like Mike was saying, you know, when people come in, they're going to come in date and time, and they're going to fill in that whole thing underneath us. And, you know, who knows? You could have, what would happen if you woke up one morning and you don't know it's Tony Robbins because it doesn't say except the person who gets him, the person who would sign him up. You know, say if he falls on your rotator and you look down and it's Tony Robbins, you signed up Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins sends out 300,000 emails, because now remember, it's not going to take him days to send out, because with Oldmail, you can he can put import his email list in, hit a button and send 1 million emails out at once. What is the percentage of those coming in? It's going to be pretty big. You're going to end up having a whole lot of commission coming in from that one sign up. And everyone that's above you will. Okay, so let's move on to Elaine Bradley. Let's come on down, Elaine, and talk to us. Elaine Bradley.
Hi.
Hey.
Well, first I want to thank everybody for the wonderful job they're doing. Second of all, I'm getting confused with everything.
Oh no.
The blockchain and the Bitcoin, they're two different programs. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So if I have a Bitcoin wallet, will that automatically go into the blockchain?
No, I don't believe.
Okay.
I think I don't know for sure, but look, let's don't get confused by it all, because remember, it's all done for you, and let's wait for it all to come out. I believe that you'll be able to just transfer your Bitcoin over to your old wallet if you want to, but that's still to come out. So know that you're in a good place. You're more secure than you've ever been. Ash will come out with us and he will tell us exactly what it is. So a lot of this stuff, when we talk Bitcoin and blockchain, they're not the same thing. I can tell you that. You know, they're two different things. One is created by using blockchain, is the way it is, you know, but let's not get confused with it, and if you don't understand it, it's not a big deal. You don't need to, because OnPassive is all you need. All right, I see Engineer Mike, you had your hand up.
Yes, Milo, to add to what we're trying to explain here, what I really want us founders to be very clear about this OnPassive thing is, Ash Mufara got our back. Okay, so whatever you're getting, you get confused about, you're so worried, it is very simple. Antili Nakamoto will always tell you, it is simple. Don't crack your head. No, we are just bringing these terminologies to be breaking it down to you people so that you people should understand what is happening. But there is nothing to worry about. You don't need to know anything in OnPassive, and you will still be able to be successful. We're just breaking it down to you people so that you understand some of the concept when our CEO talks about it. That's all. So blockchain or no blockchain or this, when the time comes, he will explain everything to us as we go along the journey. He always comes and explains. So we will know what is next and how to go about what is next. The steps to do it. He would explain all of that to us. So we should keep on, stop worrying ourselves for nothing. Thank you, Milo.
Absolutely, Michael. Two things I'd like to say: automatic and all done for you. That's on passive. Automatic and all done for you. Okay, we're going to move on to a different phase now. That was the all the people that we wanted to speak at the time. So we're going to move on to products. So if you didn't get your question answered, I'm sorry. We'll get to you another time or something, but we're going to move on to something else at this point. So I lowered all the hands, and so now we're going to go back to what we did last week, which is I'll count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and you can bring up whatever product you want to that hasn't been discussed already. Now we have discussed OConnect, we have discussed Ocademy, we have discussed ODIT, we have discussed OChat, that's 4.
OBless.
OBless, that's 5. There's one more. Lynn, remember?
OTracker.
OTracker, that's right. So those 6 are out of the equation. We're not going to talk about those. We've already talked about them. And remember, we're talking about the product itself. We're not talking about how it's going to integrate with this one and that one and the other one, because we all know that they're all going to integrate together and they're going to work better. Okay, what we want to know is what product do you like? What is your feelings on it? And what do you think about it? We'll take that and we'll allow people to talk on that for a few minutes. And then I don't know if we'll get 2 in today. It depends what the product comes up. If there's a lot of hands, we might only get 1. If there's not, we'll get into 2, but we'll be closing down by like quarter to, in another 30 minutes, right? Yeah, 30 minutes or so. We'll start winding it down. Sound good? All right, you guys ready? Who's got their finger on the smash button? They're ready to go. All right. Now remember, I might count down and not go. And if you hit that button too quick, before you hear go, we'll have to start all over. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh man, you guys are good, man. You're so good. Okay, here we go again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh man, I thought I would get someone if I did it twice, maybe 3 times. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Michael, come on down.
That was a good drill, but
yeah.
The drill is good, Milo. So the product I want to talk about today, number 1, I want to talk about OChat. Somebody is echoing. OChat.
We already did that one.
No, we have not done OChat.
Last week we did.
Last week.
Wednesday night.
We did OChat. Okay, let's go with let me see. I will go with virtual.
Virtual. Okay.
Yes. So virtual is our platform that gives us double security. It's a security feature to our systems. So what does that mean? Okay, now most of us IT professionals will work from home. Okay, so but before you log on into your corporate website or your corporate systems, you have what is called VPN, which is virtual private network. Now, that virtual private network is what helps you to log into your system remotely from your home. Okay, so what does that mean? I work with IBM. Okay, most of my servers that I work with, they are found in Australia. but I need to log into them. So how do I log in? I have to first go through the VPN. Okay, go to the VPN to log in. So OVirtual is our security platform. It has firewall rules. Okay, so now what are the firewall rules? These are rules that accept, okay, they detect and accept or reject incoming and outgoing traffic on your environment. So what does that mean? It means I cannot just log in from my system, from my home, and I just go straight to my job and I start working. So we have zones. The VPN has zones. So that's the same thing that it has zones. OVirtual has zones. So you have some zones are East America, some zones are Eastern Europe, some zones are Africa. So when you want to log in remotely from where you are to your systems at your job site, you pass through the OVirtual. So it will determine either to accept or to reject some specific IP addresses that you log into your system. So for instance, I get up in the morning, I want to start my work. I have to log in through OVirtual to go to the servers that I have to work. And like I say, most of our servers are found in Australia. So before I log there, you need to log in first to the virtual OVirtual to help you go there. So that's the security that we have. Again, it has artificial intelligence embedded into it, which is another layer of security. So you have to authenticate, like most of the, before you log into the OVirtual, it has an authenticator, okay? So most people use either Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator. I don't know the one that we'll be using, but we'll have also an authenticator, which is two-factor authentication, okay? Either you use your email address or a password or your phone number to log into the system. That's how secure that OVirtual is. So it has that feature, is a way, it has firewall rules defined in them. So the firewall rules is defined in OVirtual to either accept or reject specific traffic. For instance, let's say people mostly come to your website, malicious people, let's put it that way, or we call it in the IT world, the man in the middle, okay? Or you people call it normally hackers. Okay, let's say some IP addresses send malicious emails to your system. We can track it down and we put, now that's how it comes now with the conjunction with OVirtual, with the O-Tracker, we can have a geofencing at that time to fence out the people that the addresses that have the malicious people who log in, or the country. For instance, let's say they come from China. You can block it using the geofencing of O-Tracker now. So you see, that's why we say our products are integrated. Milo, I know you did not want, but that's how it works. They are integrated together. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely, Michael. That's a great point. And OVirtual, you know, I liked it when I first heard it, you know, and I still like it, the VPNs. And when we talk about security, that's a big thing. That is a huge thing with our websites, with our wallet, with everything, our personal life. We're going to have Oh My Life on there, you know, and it is integrated with it all. Let me ask you one question. With a VPN, so say you want to, you're wanting to be as fast as you can on the internet. Does the VPNs connect up to maybe 5 or 10 different spots to give you faster internet? No?
Okay, not at all. Because what it does is it just links you to a zone. That zone is your gateway to your systems at work. So it doesn't make it faster or not faster. But we are coming with AI, okay? OVirtual has AI in it, the fastness, and remember again, our systems are being fast. They made with fiber optic, which leads to very fast connection. Yesterday, Mr. Ash was telling us, okay, so fast connection. We have fiber optics, very fast. So that's what we're bringing into the market. Whereas the only other old products like a VPN, they don't have that.
Okay, what about laser technology? Because I've read laser technology, laser WAN, WAN. Is that going to be part of the speed?
Yeah, that increases the speed of ours. Okay, like you see, that this is a little bit of networking. Okay, so when we are talking about the WAN, the LAN, those are the protocols, okay, that you use for networking. Now, if we are talking about laser, imagine the latest laser technology that they use is for operation, for surgeries. And it is as fast as they have a way, surgeons now have a way to do a surgery on you without even cutting out your body. They can go to the spot. They use scanners to scan it, to see the exact spot, then they take off whatever they want to take off. Which means that if we want to use laser in our networking, it is super fast. It is super fast. You know, you remember, Mr. I said it would be like, so the speed will be so fast. Laser speed, very fast. Thank you, Michael.
All right, thank you, Michael. I like hearing all of that, you know, and I was thinking, not this Sunday, but the Sunday before, I jumped on my computer, and I don't know if they were testing it or what happened, but I can tell you my computer was 10 times faster than it's ever been in its life. As soon as I clicked a button, it would do it. could render a movie. It was done. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they were testing it or it was a fluke, you know, but whatever it was, I can tell you, I've never run a computer that was faster than what I run that night. You know, it's gone away. I wish it wouldn't have. I wish it had stayed, but it didn't. But I can't wait for this new technology and OWN Passive, because I know they're going to bring whatever's the best to us. You know, Mr. Ash Mofaro is determined for that. All right, and now we're talking about virtual. So that's what we want to stay on that line. So you get 3 minutes to tell what you like about it and explain what you think. So first up, we got Mr. Akram from Bangladesh. Come on down, brother.
Thank you, Milo. Again, give me a chance. Actually, I would like to talk about Academy.
No, Akram, the way we do it is we only talk about one product. We only talk about virtual. So okay. If you got something to say about virtual, we can talk about that. Academy, we've already did that one. You can go back to the recording and watch it. All right.
Okay. So if it is the virtual, so I would at this moment I will not talk. So okay. I thought that I will talk the Academy. Okay, thank you very much.
I understand. Yeah, just so everyone understands, what we'll do is as we count down, and the only ones that are off now, there's 6 products that we've already talked about. So those won't be available. Academy is actually one that we've already talked about. Connect, Bless, Dit, Chat, Bless,
Tracker.
Tracker, and then we must have did 4 the first night then, or 4 one night, and then now we did virtual. So those are off the board, but virtual, we're talking about that right now. So Wanda, come on down and talk to us, girl.
Hello, Milo. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. You?
I'm also doing quite well, and I am as excited as everyone else about where we are in our journey. Really excited. So I had an experience recently, April 15th. I think everybody knows what day it is. Actually, the following Monday was the cutoff day.
Yep.
And on April 15th, I was in Ghana, West Africa. And normally I do my taxes myself, and I use a tax software package. Okay. And for the past 6 years, I have been doing my taxes in Ghana with this particular software, tax software package. So time was running out, and some of the forms that I needed to complete my taxes this year did not come from my company accountants in time. And I was facing having to file for an extension. I didn't know what to do. So when I figured out that, because I never filed an extension before, what to do, I logged on from Ghana to the tax service and I was blocked. This had never happened before, where I was unable to access this company's server from the server in Ghana. And I was like, oh my God, what, it took me a while to get my thoughts together. But what I ended up doing was re-upping a monthly charge that I paid for VPN. I logged in to the VPN software, selected a USA server, and then my problem was solved. So the point I want to bring out, and I can get verified by the tech guys, is that companies are changing and upping their game with the security of their data in their data center and on their servers. So they can block you out, I learned, anytime they want by changing the rules of who can access their data and who cannot. And of course, with the previous problems we had with elections and all kinds of things, many companies are now really locking, closing the hammer on who can access their data from outside. So I think our VPN product will, especially since it's a part of our suite, and especially since our CEO has designed our systems from the ground up for our community, it's really a vital part of us being able to, be a global leader in that sense. So I think I'm correct about what happened, but VPN is the answer. You can actually select which country you say you're in when you go to talk to any corporate company anywhere in the world. And I think that's the bomb.com.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Michael, I see you shaking your head. Go ahead.
Yeah. So to add to that, Jewu, like we say, it has zones. When you click on the VPN platform, it has a graphical user interface that you need to log in with your credentials, and the credentials will be your email and your password or whatever username that you used. So in order to access the corporate information, like you say, you need to have that corporate account. So, Ben, if we have something they call configuration files, okay? In the servers, we have configuration files. You just need to go to that configuration files and we call it whitelist, the either whitelist or the blacklist, okay? Now, when they whitelist an IP address or a zone, that zone is good to go. Whitelist means that zone is good to go. But blacklist, a zone or some IP addresses, is a no-go. People in that specific area,
in that region, yes,
that region can never log into that server, never. It's just in a configuration file. You just go and you specify that information there, and you save and quit. You get out of the server, and when the server is, we call it persistent upon reboot. Okay, persistent upon reboot means when the system comes up, that configuration immediately start working. Mm-hmm. So it means that you've blocked that zone. Let's say, for instance, you say the East zone, let's say Eastern Asia zone. If you block it, nobody from that Eastern Asia can log into that corporate system. Mm. That's how it is. So you are correct. He has that configuration file. They specify what they need in there and it works. Thank you, Milo.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
Michael.
you.
And thank you, Juru, or Awanda, not Jawanda, not, but anyway, yes, I believe that, we're looking at, that was a great point you brought up, that companies are now using more VPNs. How is the own passive going to affect them? Well, everyone's going to want it because ours is more secure. Ours is, faster, and you got all those things working for you, and you got the whole suite, like you said. It's going to be a wonderful thing to come in. So that was a great point. Okay, Michael kind of explained it real well, but is there anyone else that's got a point they want to make or something that they think will work up? But Dr. Benny, come on down.
Well, hi. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know, Engineer Michael, you have really explained everything, but I just wanted to just maybe talk a little bit about the key features. Hopefully, I know you know the key features, which is like to disable tracking, access information from anywhere, and then it has high definition streaming. And then they want you to avoid high risk of connections. Then it allows extension of VPN across various devices. Since we all understand about VPN, that remember a lot of students during COVID-19, students were not going to school because of COVID-19. So a lot of us, people working from home, they were utilizing VPN. Now, since we do have our own passive or virtual, it is very, very secure. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Those are some great points. Yeah, there's so many features, and we'll learn more as we start working with it and as we realize, man, how good this really is. So thank you very much for coming on and talking. Okay, do we have any more? Going once, going twice, going 3 times, and gone. All right, we're on to the next thing. Mr. Leon Holiday, are you still on? All right, Leon, I would like
I'm still on.
All right, great. We're at 2:36, so we just have a few minutes. So instead of going into another product, I want to talk one-on-one with Mr. Leon Holiday and discuss just a couple things. Because I tell you, I talked to Leon one day, maybe a couple times, but we just had this incredible talks. And what Leon is working on is some great stuff. And I think, Leon, let's talk about that if you don't mind. Let's talk about, I know you're talking about 3D buildings, you're talking about communities, you're talking about how you can collect the water, how we're going to build an economy system and do it for the homeless, if that's what it is, or whatever. And you have a lot of inside knowledge, and you have a lot of knowledge on it because you worked with the government. You understand that stuff. Let's talk about that. Go ahead and tell me what your plans are, if you don't mind. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but let's just talk about it.
Okay, Milo. Yeah, my plans are, I like the sustainable village idea. And what I mean by this is that it's not just for the sake of it. I'm talking about bringing in an industry of people from all walks of life that could work in a sustainable environment where you have your own water system, your own solar system, your own feeding system, agriculture, gardening, your own green building. And the green building could be anything from container homes to Elon Musk, his Tesla home, to the small home. And there's a lot of builders out there now that has these small homes, but also people that are homeless have so many skills. You got welders out there, you have carpenters out there, you have electricians, You have every walk of life that you can put part of a sustainable village. I talked about it one time before. There's also existing architecture that is there. Like for instance, in my community, there's a humongous Kmart that just been abandoned for about 4 or 5 years. Beautiful building. It been built in the last 15, 20 years, but it's still in good shape. The parking lot, you know, you could start just an abandoned building like that and start setting up, if you can acquire that property, because look, the infrastructure is there for as far as water and sewer and electricity. You can build beds, area for beds for women and children, the elderly. You know, you can start from somewhere. And then once you get that started, then you can graduate from that to the sustainable village, because the sustainable village, the first need of people is to feed them, clothe them, and house them, and get them off the street, and make sure they got all the meals, and make sure they got all the hygiene, the medical, everything they need, the dentist, whatever. And then once those people are well, you know, they're well and fed, then they can graduate to the sustainable village, because the sustainable village is not just it's an eco village. It's not just a thought. It's a actual working facility where people want to be there. They want to be part of a community, just like Unpassive. We all in Unpassive because we want to be part of Unpassive. We want to be here, and we all like-minded people. We all want to do these things. But you can't just say, hey, we got a sustainable village, come and work in it, because it ain't going to work like that, because some people hate outdoors. People got to like the outdoors. They have to like the soil. They got to like the agriculture, the smell of the soil. They got to like to clean water. I can teach them how to make water filters out of many different things. You know, like even other countries that doesn't have clean water and they don't have the money, I can teach them how to make filtration system out of products they already have in there that can filter out almost 99% of all the you know, diseases, sites and parasites and all that kind of stuff, so they can at least drink clean water. And of course, UV, you can get natural UV from the sun, you know, all that kind of stuff. But teach them the sustainable portion of it. And like I said, starting with the building, starting with the people that you have, and then you can also make it profit nonprofit, because now once it's nonprofit, that's where you sustaining and living. Then you can make it profit. So just say your village has gardening, you can teach people how to can foods and how to preserve those foods, and then you can sell at the local farmers market, or teach people how to quilt. A lot of people know how to sew. They can quilt, they can knit, they can crochet, they can do things. They part of that industry, and now they part of something. Then you have schools. Some people that probably can teach or can be, or help kids or with homework, or, you know, you have all kinds of things that in that industry, and people want to pay for tutors, you know, and you have these people, and then the sustainable village can go on and on and on and on, and you can keep adding to it. And then you don't call it a homeless shelter, because see, homeless shelters come with certain stigmatism, like I mentioned before. The stigmatism with homeless shelter, people that I don't want this in my community. I don't want those people here. I don't want those people there. But if you make it a sustainable village, and they don't, you know, you got all kinds of people. They're not necessarily homeless. They're low poverty people, poverty level, and they want to be part of an industry. And this is the kind of thing that I believe that we can make a blueprint in a smaller city that can spread to a larger city. But once the blueprint is made, and once people start operating in that area, then other people will follow. Then you can invite people to your village and from other countries and say, okay, we want you to come here for two weeks to a month. We're going to house you. We're going to teach you about our village, so you can go back and teach others how it's all done, that kind of thing. So I'm going to stop a second, let somebody put a
All right, I love it. I love it, Leon. We don't have a lot of time left, but I want to bring up a couple points up. I love the sustainable village, and you know, Ash has talked about you know, electricity, perpetual, you know, so you can actually put that on. What about taking that village and maybe starting a school somewhere around there, or a young kids learning school where that you know you can help, the people who are working can bring their children, the daycare kind of thing. Let's talk about financing. I know me and you have talked about it before. So I feel there's a couple of ways that you could finance a thing like this. One would be Oh Bless. You could take it to the people and you could do Oh Bless. Okay, that would be one way. But a person could actually take it and they could put it up, and they could say they could even give spots away to people that need homes. And as they're building it, they start moving them in. Now, remember, those people are into Own Passive. They have the money that they could pay, and maybe you say, hey, after a month or 2 months, this is what you pay, and it goes into another fund that funds more homeless people, or more people that need it, or not even, it doesn't have to be homeless people. It can be people who want to join that community, because I believe if you make it, you integrate that where it's a village where anyone can live, but you're really trying to bring those other people in, and everybody wants to be a part of somebody or something, and it's good to get that feeling. And I believe that's what you're creating. So I can see that working out beautiful, that way, where they put in, and that thing just actually grows. You go build another one in another city and another one. And like you said, once you have a blueprint down, you can do a lot of things. You could actually set up something out there that, is like a recycle place where the people are working in a recycle, and, it's reclaiming a lot of that and stuff. So that's what I just wanted to bring that part up.
Yeah. And you know what, Milo, that's exactly correct, because you have so many people. We have over 8,000 volunteers, I think, in Oh Bless. Everybody got so many different backgrounds. In those villages, you need counseling, you need doctors, you need dentists, you need social workers, you need teachers, and we got all the tools. We have O Academy, we have O Staff, we have everything that we need from Unpassive. And then you got people, there are people walking the streets out there that have master's degrees, PhDs, that's homeless. All they need is that little turnaround. And then now you can actually make them a viable part of a reseller and Unpassive. They already got a new outlook, a new business. They got support. They got everything they need to succeed in through Unpassive, along with all the things. And so, and a lot of people on our teams have all of these background, and you don't have to go look for these things. And you can't, once you assess what people need, we also working on an application. The application tells people, kind of sort people out, because some people just need their credit fixed so they can get an apartment instead of living in their houses and their cars. They just need their credit fixed so they can actually get an apartment. You can have a team just working on learning how to fix credit or helping people fix credit. Some people out there that have jobs where they're just not making enough of money, and so once you take all these people and put them in all the different groups and categories, now you got 8,000 people to help you sort these people out, so you don't have to take on all that burden. And then tap into the governmental systems that we already have in place. Our government have money, but they don't even know how to spend it because they don't have the people to know how to do it. So that's those are some of the ideas.
That is a beautiful thing, man. I love it. I love your heart, and it is so true. We have so many people. Imagine having a big screen TV there that the people could go into a classroom and you could learn anything you want to at a certain time, and just have those classes going all the time. So these people, even if they're not educated, they can get educated. They do anything they want to. Some people just need a hand to get up. That's all they need, just a hand to get up. Now, there's some that may not, but hey, let's talk about the ones that do. Can we help those out? That is what Own Passive is all about, and I think it's about your heart. Hey, listen, we only got just a few minutes left. We've got 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow two people to talk. on what we just talked about, but we're going to raise our hands, but we're going to do it in the order like we do the other, where I count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes.
And if you smash the button and you're the one of the first two, you get to talk. If you're not, you got to wait till next week. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, look at that. We got one hand. All right. We'll take Mike and we'll take Lynn. So, okay, Michael, you're going to be first. You get to talk.
So what are we talking to close the whole virtual, Milo, and blockchain and all of that?
Do what's that now?
What are we doing now?
We're doing, we're talking about anything you want to talk about at this point. Basically, what we just talked about, me and Leon. If you got something, the thought on that, I guess we would prefer that, but you can talk about anything you want to, Michael.
Okay.
You take 3 minutes.
Thank you. Just to tell everybody, like our people who are the guests who are watching all over the world, that we are closing our doors, and that will be done on the 22nd of this month by midnight. Eastern Standard Time is done. So this is the time for them to join us so that we can be one big OnPassive family. We enjoy this, logging in from all over the world across the group, just to enjoy the oneness in OnPassive. So let them come and join us. Let's continue this movement. We're already 1.3 million going. So we need more people to come in before the doors are closed. This is a one-time live, time opportunity in your lifetime. I'm not sure you're going to get it again. We're already founders. We are proud founders, and we are happy to be founders. We are just waiting on our CEO. We follow his guidance. We trust him, and we will be fine. Just log in, and you will be fine. Thank you, Milo.
Awesome. We want to thank you, Michael, for coming on the show today, offering your expert advice and expertise. Thank you so much. We can't thank you enough. Of course, we had Marty DeGarmo, our special big brother. We'd like to thank him for coming on the show and sharing everything he did with us. And then we have Miss Lynn Nakamoto, who was behind the scenes bringing people on and helping me host this thing. Lynn, I'd like you to take 2-3 minutes and talk to us, and then we will close her down.
Thank you, Milo. Awesome webinar, great participants. We had over 200 attendees today, and they're actively chatting in the chat box, showing that they are very, very engaged in OnPassive and in what is happening. This company is in a very, very huge momentum right now. As Engineer Mike said, this is the time to stay plugged in, right, Mike? Log into your back office, keep up, attend webinars. There are some awesome webinars that happen on a weekly basis. And you here today, I know we're preaching to the choir because you guys are involved, you're active, you are dedicated and committed, and you are visionaries. So let's spread the word. If you're going to share this business, we only have a few weeks left, and only bring in people that are visionaries, bring in fellow humanitarians, bring in good people. The rest, they will come later. Once the company launches, they'll have an opportunity to be customers or resellers. And Mike is agreeing me. I see him agreeing with me by clapping, but this is true. So resellers, if they want to make money, they can come in as resellers. They'll make good money. But as far as founders, I know Nashville Milo over there will agree with me. Founders are a very special breed. We are an elite group, and let's keep it that way. Bring in fellow humanitarians. That's what I want to say today. And I'm so grateful that you are here I see a lot of familiar faces here today that come to Julie and Milo every week, Wednesday as well as Saturday. And Julie and Milo do not take you for granted. Julie always says at the end of their show, without you, we would not have a show. So know that Julie may not be here physically, but I guarantee you, Julie is here in spirit. And let's say some prayers for Julie and her daughters. Make sure everybody gets prayed on so that Julie can come back to be 100% because she does so much for the company. She helps the company, and she helps Marty a lot. So we want to be grateful to Julie for what she does. And thank you, Milo, for always hosting this webinar faithfully twice a week. Here, no matter what, come rain or shine. Thank you, Milo.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for helping out. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Marty. Thank everyone that come, because like Lynn said, we wouldn't have a show without you. And 200 and something was here, and I think most of them were here most of the day, which is a great showing. And I love every one of you. And Leon Holiday, thank you also for sharing your expertise and talking to us, and everyone else that talked. We loved it. But it's time to go. It looks like it's about that time. So thank you once again for coming. We love every one of you. Good night from Nashville. Lynn?
Good night from Kansas.
Good night from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Good night from West Virginia.
Good morning from Australia.
Good night, Lynn. Good night from
Good night from West Virginia. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Close up, Armand.
Cynthia Brown.
Good night from Canada.
Back and join us.
Loretta.
Aloha. Love you guys.
Good night. Good night. Time to go.
See y'all tonight.
Hello, John.
Share the love.
chia sẻ tình yêu.
شارك الحب.
Teile die Liebe.
愛を分かち合おう。
Compartamos amor.
Hozd meg a szeretetet mindenkivel.
Time of peace is coming. Everyone should sing. Better life we're loving. Unpassive will bring.
Anything you need now is in one place. Fullness waiting to be yours. Nothing less than grace. Close your eyes, spread your wings. Make your dreams come true. Share the joy, share the love. Total freedom comes to you. Close your eyes, spread your wings. Make your dreams come true. You are not alone. Unpassive is your home. If you believe in goodness, here echoes from above. Unpassive is here for you, with great and selfless love. Join to make a paradise on earth with us together, and take care of each other forever and forever. Close your eyes, spread your wings. Make your dreams come true. Share the joy, share the love. Total freedom comes to you. Close your eyes, spread your wings. Make your dreams come true. say, you and me, you and me, you and me. Close your eyes, spread your wings, make your dreams come true. Share the love and all in love. Passive is your home. Passive is your home. Passive is your home. Share the love.
Passive, it's here to stay on passive. There's just no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, cause then you can be the very first to know. On passive, it's here to stay. Julie